afternoon, gentlemen. I'm between you and your lunch, so I'll make it quick. Can I go to the first slide, please? So today I want to talk to you about what we do as an organization and how we are trying to leverage the new way of emerging technology, where service, like before, where it was purely engineering solutions and software development as a service, has now moved to more of a AI-based portfolio of offerings, where it's more about how we could leverage a machine to do new things for us. And that's what, as Skillmine as a company, we're trying. So a little bit about Skillmine. We are a 12-year-old company with 1,200 odd employees spread across India and the Middle East. We have 4 verticals that we currently look at in terms of technology services. We are a managed technology services provider, and therefore we look at digital application as one of the primary deliverables. Then we have cybersecurity wing, which looks at all the requirements that you would have around cybersecurity for enterprises. We have a cloud and IT infrastructure team, which looks at all the deployments on the cloud, hybrid cloud implementations, all your security implementations and data services requirements in data centers. And then we have the capability augmentation, which is mainly around augmenting your teams with our experts, where we look at these 3 different verticals, and we're able to provide resources. And our clients currently are all over India and in the Middle East, as I said, in these 4 verticals. I'm here today to talk about the new emerging technologies which are making a dramatic change in the way we deliver our services. Which is how we are able to take AI and infuse them into the current service layout. So what used to happen before was that, software development as such was a simple process of where we would do the engineering, then we would do the deployment, and it was pretty much an implementation based on either a hybrid implementation or a cloud-based implementation. Now what has happened is that it has completely changed, where engineering itself is moved to a point where artificial intelligence helps you develop the system in such a way that there is very little actual engineering or coding involved, more of how we can leverage current models and use AI to be able to supplement that. And that's what we have now gained our expertise, and we have created a model to deliver. Our 4 verticals, as I said, are around the products that we've kind of harnessed from the services till the past. We've got a Skillmine Authenticator, which creates a complete authentication and authorization solution. And this is now implemented in large companies in India, where, for example, we've got a huge installation in HDFC Bank, where, when you log into any of the HDFC properties, you actually go through our authentication layer, which challenges you with your profile information in such a way that through AI, it's able to figure out who you are and how your fingerprint has either changed or not changed, depending on which it will actually modify itself to give you a new factor for authenticating yourself. For example, you enter your password. If you by chance changed your computer, or if you kind of moved to a new location, or if you have not accessed the system for a few days, the system will recognize that and offer you new challenges. It will ask you for either a new OTP, or it will ask you for a new mechanism, or it will ask for an additional information to be supplied, and so on. So that implementation of authentication is what we have done. This has actually grown through our experience working with large enterprises, and it has become very similar to what the large systems such as, for example, Meri Pehchan, which is a new digital initiative, which is a single sign-on initiative by the government. This is a very similar offering. And we, I think, service around 2 to 3 million users at any point in time. Similar to that, we have DataV, which again is a homegrown solution for data visualization. Now, what it does is that this leverages a lot of the things we have learned on the ground about how we could gather real-time data and present it in a fashion where enterprises can make sense of it. So that it's a homegrown solution for something that all the large enterprises where visualization is a requirement, we're able to meet. Similar to that, we have a compliance tool which through the help of the AI engine is able to look at all the compliance requirements of an organization and provide a workflow to be able to monitor the compliance, and then if there are any violations, be able to make sure that you're doing the task required to be in compliance. So take an example of there is a new say CMMI rule which comes in, which every year you have to do an audit, and then related to that there are several compliance items that you need to provide. Our system gives you the workflow and is able to figure out through its AI whether you're compliant or not in the first, and then flag all the non-compliant items and be able to provide a way of letting the enterprise become compliant. So that AI engine is what we provide in the compliant. So these are the kind of products that we've kind of grown, and because of the fact that we work a lot with large enterprises, these become our standard operating. I'll kind of rush through some of the services that we have, and see what it all means is that the services have now changed to a lot of the AI-based technologies, where typically large language model development becomes the primary thing, where it's able to take the research that's been done in AI. Now there are open source tools available to be able to leverage a large language model, and using things like Python, which is PyTorch, and TensorFlow, which are the frameworks that are available, we're able to give custom solutions to all the enterprises. Now, for that, what we'll have to do is that, for example, ChatGPT is now available. With ChatGPT, out of the box, obviously, end user can use AI. But then what you can do is that enhance that to your enterprise by adding live data from your enterprise into the generative AI layer, and customize that to have better interactions with your customers. So, for example, if you have, let's take a real-time example of how we implemented this was with a bank which wanted a chatbot interface that is now completely available in regional languages as well as English, and is able to give reports, basically your account statement, etc., through any of these regional languages using standard chatbot interface. This was a project that was kind of an enhancement over their current systems that they already had, but now with the ability to have regional language, they're able to work in all the languages with very minimal integration. So that's what we do. We provide LLM Ops as a service, which is large language model development and customization. We would take existing open source or closed source systems, integrate LLM, which is built custom for you, and then implement it on your enterprise. So what has happened is that because in terms of the PSU relevance, now there are new platforms that are available for us to leverage. The government has done a brilliant job of opening up all these opportunities through the availability of ONDC. ONDC gives us a huge democratization of all the e-commerce players. So as a service provider, what we have done is that we've developed components that help you go to market with e-commerce using the ONDC platform. So the hard work is being done by the platform. What we do is we provide all the plugins required to become a good member of ONDC. Similar to that, NPCI, which is our client also, where we part of the engineering team that provides you the UPI 2.0. This team actually worked with NPCI to be able to provide UPI from an engineering standpoint. We do some of what you see when you integrate yourself to NPCI, that access layer is designed by Skillmine. Similarly, we have worked with ABHA, which is the National Health Authority. That again provides you a healthcare platform. So now you can see what the government is doing, and which is the beauty of our new digital initiatives is e-commerce, payment systems, health, And you've got Meri Pehchan, which is the single sign-on, which I already mentioned. We've got M-Parivahan, which gives you open, the access to the transportation services. Then there is the new unified lending interface, which has just been announced last month, which RBI has made like UPI, provides you credit services on a consistent interface across all providers. So all these help us and open up opportunities for us to value add and provide new services, many of them based on what is now the latest technology, which is AI. That, I think, kind of sums up where we are as a service provider. And for companies like us, where we bring in deep technology expertise on the engineering side as well as the leveraging of AI side, for us, these platforms give us very good way of kind of being able to value add and go to market very quickly. From PSU context, I think this is what will be the next generation of services where we will be able to provide better user access, better user experiences on even large scale PSU properties and enterprises using these platforms which are already built by the government, and they offer a very good, very easy transition on a service, on a standards based interface. So I already mentioned these use cases where, looking at, for example, new ways of doing KYC. And KYC now, with the help of all these available tools, becomes very simple for us to do the implementation. And that's what we've done. We've used the underlying SSO, built KYC norms with liveliness detection, built the document processing part where you show your Aadhaar, we show your PAN, and we are able to do live validation of PAN and Aadhaar. So these services are all, made very available and very easy to integrate with. Similarly, the conversational AI piece, which we work with, where we talk about either chatbots or speech recognition systems. There are now engineering tools available, and any a normal engineer who previously used to do the software development is now able to use these platforms and be able to build custom applications for you. And that's what, as a company, what we've done is that we've got now 1,200 people who are trained and experienced in that and are able to integrate with your teams and be able to build those solutions. So in a message that I want to pass on is that now AI is now ready for prime time, and are you as PSUs ready to dive in? And here, as a company like ours, which is an MSP, we come in to provide the same services faster, cheaper, and better. And that's my, I think, concluding slide. We have a stall here, which please do feel free to come in and meet us. We will be able to come into detail and show you some of the softwares that we've got. Thanks a lot.